Hello, welcome to this week's paint along video. And we are moving on to the wraps. Metallics are all done to a decent standard. If you're doing this for like high-end, like competition, you definitely would want to go spend lots more time really being finicky on everything. I'm gonna kind of redo this a little bit. Got a mix of blue liner with Sharkbite. I kind of feel like I rushed things since I was trying to really figure out what colors the last time I worked on these. I think last time I also used black indigo to darken the Sharkbite, which is probably why this was looking a little bit on the purple side. Whereas now it's kind of looking more of that, just a darker teal, blue-green type color. See, we'll do these wrap down here as well. It's looking, these look pretty similar to what's up on the hand, so we'll do the same color just to be kind of consistent and have other places to really repeat this color scheme around the mini. Helps purposely move the viewer's eye across the mini. Hopefully not moving away from the face, really, because typically with minis, the face is is kind of usually the most important thing. Try to make sure I'm just getting the bandages. Some of the fur is kind of a similar texture. Okay, here we go. Next layer is pretty much just Sharkbite. We want to try and leave some of that shadow showing. Especially here, you can kind of see where I've left it a little bit. I'm not planning on doing wet blending, so I'm gonna just work on some of the other wraps so that has time to dry. Don't think this is necessarily realistic of how thick this fabric is depicted, but since that is the way it is sculpted, it would look weird if you didn't highlight the sides of this, since the way it's sculpted, they're very obvious. And if it were actually something that thick of fabric or whatever, it would get some highlighting on the sides here. So whether it's realistic or not, since it is sculpted that way, you kind of need to highlight it. Of course, you know, a werebear is not actually realistic, so anyone who is gonna fuss over that, you can just remind them it is a fantasy figure. It is not a historical figure. Okay, next color up is mix of Sharkbite and Glacier Blue. And here's where you want to start. So it's kind of like our mid-tone slash first highlight here. So we're going to try and be a little bit more careful and pull out some of these sculpted details on the wraps. This is kind of that point where things are gonna, you're putting less and less paint at a time on, so things are gonna dry quicker and quicker. So I can come back to the other side of this. And be able to already come back and paint, and the paint that I just put down will already be dry. Now we're gonna move up from where we started. Instead of going all the way down here, we'll move up a little bit to show that light is not hitting that area directly. So we move up and make smaller and smaller highlights. The highest highlights should be kind of where the light is going to be hitting most directly, so that's going to be coming down right here. So we're doing top down light. cheat. I have wet paint right now. You can see for the moment, right here is where it's getting the highest, brightest shine. these wraps on the legs, quite a bit of it is going to be in shadow. So I'm going to go ahead and get them finished up. Alright, last thing we're going to do is do a glaze of that shadow color. Because we do want it to be kind of more darker since there's going to be a lot of light things around it. And it's a very light glaze, so we don't want to completely undo our highlights. We still want to be able to see those. We just want it to be tinted. Use the glaze to tint it a little bit so it's a little darker. But we should still be able to see our work that we have done. definitely be careful. Make sure that your paint is dry. So like on these leg wraps we just do double check. Yeah, I think it's dry enough. So you can see it wasn't a strong glaze. I'm gonna kind of take it down just a little bit so it's not quite so bright. I'm just gonna bring the original shadow color in and just kind of line a little bit over here. Get this. So yeah, that'll be it for this week. Got the wraps pretty much all done. Again, you could always spend more time, lots more time really, bringing this up and whatnot. I'm going for just slightly above tabletop standard though, so that's pretty decent, I would say. Maybe just a smidge redoing of some of the highlights, just a tiny bit. Bring up the texture. Contrast. Really only need like a little bit here and there though to do that. You don't want to undo your glazing work. Of course, you could just always reglaze if you accidentally do that. There we go. Maybe a little bit more of a glaze right there. Kind of got a bit out of hand there. So I guess there was an example right there. All right, it's a good stopping point though. So I will actually stop, and I will see you next week. Have a good rest of your week and hope you get some painting done. Bye.